Welcome back, my friends, to the Trial of Champions. As we are here to permanently nerf pancreatic cancer in this awesome tournament for a wonderful cause. Match number 2, we're going to see a contract taken on Lunaris here as we head into our second series of the day.
Absolutely. And, looking at this next matchup, I actually had the honor of casting contract in open division on Sunday, and they took a barn burner of a match. It went to 5 maps. They came out with a 3-2 win on the back of some really great tank play from Fortal and Melton Core. And, looking at there's a bit of a change up from the lineup that I saw. We've got Peter coming back in for their side, going over Sushi, and Sushi playing the Genji quite a bit for them on Sunday, but now seeing Peter back into the lineup for them. That is absolutely fantastic if you are contract. And the two healers, I really hit upon them when I saw them play EMP and Se Young, both putting up Spartan performances, just not letting their team die whatsoever. I mean, it was just a fantastic match. And I'm really hoping that the side from Lunaris brings up the exact same thing, because I haven't had a chance to see them yet, Bullskunk.
Yeah, contract, the great play you were talking about, both from the supports, the tanks, it yielded them first place in a GG expert, which got them the invitation here into Trial of Champions. It looks like we're going to head to Nepal for map number 1. This is Lunaris's map pick. Lunaris is a strong pick in their strong team in their own right. They got second place in the Solstice Showdown. They went 6-1 in the regular season of Prospect Cup, that tournament moving into playoffs as well. Got top 4 in the Overwatch Community Cup, a T1 Community Cup. So this is gonna be a tall order for our GG expert champions to take down Lunaris here in our second series of the day. Nepal starting off on Sanctum, see if contract can pull out the upset. I love this map, Billy.
It's one of my favorite maps too. You and I play this a lot in quick play, and usually whip out the ball on this map. Looking to see if we're going to go with meta comps. I know that I saw Contract do a lot of meta play in that finals match for GGNA. And, like I said, they came out swinging. I think that they actually won Nepal, if I remember correctly. Their first map was Nepal, and it was just a back-and-forth battle. So I'm looking to see Melton Core, see how he synergizes with Fortal. They got a lot of Halt Rock dash combos coming out, and so I'm expecting more of the same, but a little bit of a different look coming from Lunaris as we're seeing the Rhine Sigma Bullskunk.
Yes, sir. Lunaris told us prior to the match they have some surprises in store for this tournament. I'm anxious to see what they bring here throughout this series. Bringing the Ashe and the Genji to accompany the unusual tank lineup, but the Lucio is there to help speed the Reinhardt Company into position, trying to get aggressive right out of the gate here, though.
And I think that speed kills and Noctis on this Lucio is going to be a bit of a bother. What a deflect and shuriken being thrown into Light's face. And that's going to give them a bit of a additional advantage here. Oh my goodness, Peter lighting it up. And this is going to be a quick take of the first point will come.
Oh man, Contract able to win GG with a sub in that DPS role. Now they got their original Genji player back in Peter and already making a huge impact. Contract got first control going base on the back of 3 of his kills.
Absolutely, and there's a little bit of a difference that we're being shown here from Contract. They've actually brought out EMP with the Zenyatta, so there is the Discord orbs that are going to be available. Also, that Transcendence would be a very nice counter to Pure's Gravitic Flux once they do get it online.
Oh, Contract could be in a bit of trouble, but they catch the aggression beautifully. Contract able to stave it off as Lunaris went in diving hard, but found nothing but death waiting him. Light gets 1 kill in the back end of it. Just a consolation prize here for Lunaris.
That might be a little bit of a power play, though, if we're looking at it, because that is your main healer. If you are Contract, I mean, you get the Orb of Harmony coming from EMP, but that doesn't do nearly enough quick burst healing that you can get from the Baptiste. So Looking at the ultimate charges right now, Peter definitely ahead in the Dragon Blade department, and looking to use this amplification matrix to best effect.
Light doesn't even make it back into the battle before Nero picks his head clean off. EMP getting into the mix already, takes down a Rekushu on the Genji before they're able to pull the blade out. Contract holding on strong. Just need to win one more fight to take this opening round.
Absolutely, and 4 ultimates in their back pocket. Fordle's going to have a supercharger coming up as well, and I'm liking this bridge defense that they are showing here. You know, they have both entrances to the point really covered. I think that if you are Lunaris, you need to send somebody on a flank and get some point pressure.
This is Contract's fight to lose. So many ults online. Blade, Flux coming out first. Find 2 kills immediately. The Flux on the other side countered just as you anticipated with that Transcendence. And there is no one left to put the hurt on Contract. In full control of Sanctum, they take the 1-0 lead on Lijiang Tower.
That was dominance in its finest fashion, Bullskunk. Looking at the Zenyatta pick, not only did it provide a lot of shield break, but also 1-pick potentials. But also that Transcendence, you know, when they actually finally got the Gravitic Flux up, if you're pure from Lunaris, it was instantly countered. Not only that, but the Immortality Field being put out by Seiyun, making sure that they stayed up. So that's a very dominant 100-0 take of Sanctum. Now, we're going to see maybe a little bit of a compositional shift here as we go into Shrine. The healer cores have both changed out. We're both looking at a Moira Lucio composition coming from both. Symmetra's going to be used again. Well, maybe not. I got jebaited.
It was just to get out the gate. It was trying to give Lunaris a little bit of extra distance covered before Light swapped over to that Reaper. Both teams going for the Reinhardt, though, so we're going to get the hammer to hammer here in the tiny quarters on Village. Lunaris on the aggression, controlling the pace right now, but they lose Colby. In fact, both Reinhardts missing on the battlefield right now. It's going to be up to the DPS to see if they can find the kills while the shields are gone. While the shields are away, the DPS are at play, and it's Nerol finding Sologo. Without that heal, this should be Contract's point to take. Indeed, here comes the cleanup. There goes the capture progress.
Oh my goodness, Nerol and Peter, the DPS duo from Contract, are absolutely clicking heads right now. They are not missing shots. Look at the ultimate difference between Arikusu and Peter. It is a 50 or a 40% difference. Also, Nerol on this Ashe right now. The dynamite that's being thrown in, just getting so much value, working towards that Bob. And, you know, we love seeing Ryan be Ryan. We love seeing them go hammer for hammer.
Well, and now Peter adding the sword into the mix. It's pretty much negated by Sluggo's Coalescence, though, able to keep that healing up. Now the Earth Shatter from the other side. Earth Shatter found 2. Mortal immediately falls. Though, of course, somehow able to survive, and Contract to run the Bob in to make up the difference. Bulby's going to go down, but they lose Nero along the way, and now it's a Rekushu's turn to pull out the Genji Blade. Finds 1, takes down the counterpart Ninja, but then falls to some Hyper Spears from Milton. But
yeah,
he's singing along the way. This is still anybody's fight here, Billy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the point has never flipped throughout all of this. Sound Barrier being invested by EMP, going to keep the team up nice and healthy there. And Portal's going to have a Shatter to get in. If he can get in, but he's got Light on his back. He drops down Bulby, getting into the action, taking down Peter. And there is the flip, Bullskunk. 57% being put in there. One thing to note, neither of the tanks used their ultimates there. Fordle and Melton Core holding on to their ultimates, I think, to use a combination, maybe with the Bob, maybe with the Blade. So we got to watch out for that coming into this next contest.
This Contract may have lost the fight, but they did a great job of buying percentage and getting ults out of Lunaris, and most importantly, that Sound Barrier. Now, Gravitic Flux, 3 to use, nothing to really counter it. Coalescence, the only thing, but Coalescence finds 2, including taking Peter out. It was so close to that Genji Blade. The ultimate that could have really benefited from the lack of Sound Barrier on the other side. Now Light free to move in, finds a pair of kills, and Lunaris maintaining control.
Absolutely, and you know, as we saw in the previous match with Nolan, this Moira is not afraid to go DPS mode and really use the Coalescence and their left-click ability to be able to just take the lives from Contract. And this is going to be a bit of a matter of attrition here. How are they going to aggress in there? They use both of their tank ultimates, and now they are really behind in the ultimate economy between Volby and Pure. Peter might be able to progress with this with his second blade.
Yeah, if he swap over to the brick. Oh, but it does not last long. Blade finds one, but Light finds three. Uses his Death Blossom in the process. Gets the final kill on to Peter. 4K there for Light in that engagement.
Absolutely, and I like the swap over to the Brig, and that's what I saw them play in their finals match a lot. You know, getting the stun ability to deal with not only the Moira, but also the Genji and the Reaper. That is a very smart pick. Nero's going to have a good benefit out of this Bob that they've got, but I mean, another Coalescence coming out of Sluggo.
With another Blade from a Rekushu. 2 kills from the Blade. Earthshatter lays out 2 more. And a Rekushu right there to clean up the mess. 4K on the Genji for a Rekushu. Now it's just clean up for Lunaris to tie us up.
Absolutely, and that little exit kill there on Peter from Noctis. Sealing the deal, a lot better coordination from the tank line, DPS, and support of Lunaris as they just asserted their dominance. And once they got the point, they had everything in their pockets to really deny the recontest. I think Light on this Reaper was the biggest and smartest choice that they could have swapped to, as the tank busting is absolutely fantastic from him, and a Rekusu just getting so much value on the Genji, the dashes and the dash resets, and then of course the blades being shown by him. Pretty good stuff from both sides. This is map 3. We're going to Village for all the cakes here.
Yeah, both Genjis showing us their prowess in their respective maps. Clashing here on Village. We'll see who gets the better blades. Here, all going over to the far right here for this engagement, which means we're going to get the Mercy as well to accompany. The Rekushu going in deep, looking for the Baptiste, gets some more Tiny Field out, and Volby will win in the battle on the front line. And Lunaris absolutely setting the tempo here to start things on Village, finding several kills. They do lose Volby along the way. We'll see if Pure can deal with the pharmacy, allow Lunaris to get first control.
Absolutely, I mean, and there goes the point right there. And you know, the healer core right now, Sluggo is putting in so much work with the healing of Moira, but this might be a quick flip of the point should they be able to capitalize on this power play. But Light is just using the shotguns to perfection, Bull Skunk.
Yeah, Contractor's got to find a way to deal with the Reaper, the Coalescence there, just to reinforce the entire engagement. Barrage from the other side finds little. And the point still in favor of Lunaris, 28% on the board and counting.
Absolutely, I think that's a key to maybe swap off of said winged Egyptian hero. I think you need to do something to figure out what are you going to get to make Light swap. That might work right there. Swapping over to a Mei, running the Mei Genji into what Lunaris is bringing now, but you're going to be so far behind in Ultimate Economy. You're going to have to be able to make it up, and you know, pushing up on this upper point, using that amplification matrix may help.
We're going to get the Blade coming out. The Shatter misses, and Peter still back there swinging, but eating so much damage. The focus fire from Lunaris, so very good. Now it's a Rekushu's turn to pull the katana out of its chase. Immediately finds one, slicing and dicing through the bulk of Contract. They don't stand a chance against all this damage. Noctis finding a 3K on the Lucia.
And that was just a singular ultimate there. All the pressure being thrown in by Volby and company, Rekusu in the back line. They had already gotten the immortality barrier out of Seyoung, and it was just a free blade to Rekusu, and he absolutely capitalized on the Bull Scout.
A beautiful blade indeed. Peter swapping off the Genji entirely. Now there's a Death Blossom in the back, and Mortality Field goes down, and so does Seyoung. Peter does win the Reaper duel, but despite missing their edgelord, Lunaris are completely cleaning up in this fight. There goes the overtime wick. Lunaris will take our opening round here on Nepal.
And absolutely, the biggest difference between those 3 maps, Reaper, Light showing up on Reaper, and just absolutely dominating and allowing a Rekusu to not only get massive value out of the Genji, but to be in the back line and just never have any real threat going into them. And so, you know, I think that going into our next map, if they do decide to have the Reaper again, Light is going to have to be dealt with, Bull Skunk.
Absolutely. And I mean, I can't imagine we're gonna see Reaper on Escort, but it wouldn't surprise me. Really, nothing would surprise me at this point. The meta seems to be shaking up a little bit, at least as far as this tier is concerned. Uh, but Nepal, it kind of its own unique monster, has its own little micro metas built into it. So I am anticipating changes as far as compositions as we move through this series. But and just a reminder that all of us are here fighting a good cause as we're on the battle against pancreatic cancer here in the Trial of Champions, supporting Pank One and their charitable efforts to raise money for this disease, to fight this disease. So, y'all be sure and click that donate button. Let's see if we can throw some big old self destructs on pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the Twitch chat as we're waiting for the next map to come out. And, the Twitch chat is saying, all my homies hate pancreatic cancer, and so do we here. And, we're benefiting Pank One, a pancreatic cancer research firm in Canada, trying to get a handle on this silent killer. Only 2% of the funding that goes towards cancer research is actually diverted to pancreatic cancer research. So we're trying to up the ante here. We're trying to get more awareness, more funding, more awareness of this silent killer. And when you are diagnosed with it, it is a 8% chance that you will survive. 92% chance that you're going to die, and that is just absolutely horrible. So we need the help. We need to get your guys' wallets and checkbooks open. I mean, you can probably do it by PayPal or by Google Pay or Samsung's Pay or Apple Pay or anyway. So don't be afraid to open your books.
Gamers can cure cancer. I'm looking at you, friends. Looking at you. But let's take a look at our maps here coming up as we will head to Junkertown. Contract choosing Australia to be the location for their comeback, at least hopefully their comeback from their point of view, of course. Lunaris looks to be choosing to go on is going to go on to the attack here in Junkertown. A bold choice. I love it when teams choose to attack, Billy. I love the brass it takes to go out there swinging from the get-go.
Absolutely. I've always been the fan of being on the defense first to see what kind of a benchmark you got to go to. You've always been a fan of being the attacker, getting out there and putting your chest out and really putting it to the team that you just kind of boomed in the last map, especially when it is your choice. I'm wanting to see who is going to come out on a sniper. I love the long sight lines of this first map point here in Australia. And I would like to see Neural brought out a Ash in the last match that I saw them play in. I don't remember if there was ever a sniper per se, but I know that Neural has the gun down sights pretty darn good on the Ash. Maybe throwing a damage boost from Mercy in there might be the way to go. I want to see also from Lunaris, how are they going to conform to the meta that is currently going on right now? We saw in our last map, Avoided just decided that meta be damned. We're going to play what we want to play, and we play our characters pretty darn good, and they ended up winning 2-0. So, what offense will be coming out from Lunaris will be what decides this next map.
It looks like it's actually not Neural picking up the sniper, but Peter going to the Widowmaker to start things off here for the defense from Contracts. Looking pretty meta otherwise, bringing us the Orisa Sigma with the Baptiste and the Brig to keep the team alive and standing. On the offense, looking like something very similar, but we're going to get the Widowmaker accompanied by the May here for Lunaris. As our second map has begun, gates are open, and we are away.
Yeah, and this is going to be a sniper v sniper duel. Who's going to get the right peek and take down their opposite, or take down the first person they can get? Looking at where Peter is set up, not in the most opportune position, but Light looking for a high ground, maybe to be able to rain hell down from above.
Yeah, from the positioning, I'm guessing Peter is more focused on the front line, while Light was looking for that counter sniper duel. Rekusu already halfway to a Genji Blade on the point. Sort of a nice deflect, forced to dash out. But this card has already made it to the back half of point A with little resistance so far coming from Contract. Nero able to find a first kill there. Hopefully tilt that the other way. Brings out the blade from Rekushu to try to push this thing home. Finds the kill onto Seion. 2 coming through from the Brig to help finish him off. Rekushu going on the top. Deals with the Widowmaker, and this cart will find the back of point A.
Absolutely. I mean, just a little bit of cleanup left to go. And Rekushu hunting down Nero. Nero will have the blade available in the next fight. Melton Core also going to have the Gravitic Flux available to them. What I'm really looking at is how is EMP going to use this rally to stave off the aggression that's being shown by Erekusu. They're not getting a lot of shield bash potential into it. I haven't seen the stun come up very often from his player icon on the top.
Finds first blood here on point B. Pura with a flank flux around back. Beautifully done. Punishing this aggressive stance Contract was trying to show us. But finding zero value from it and not halting the progress in this cart in the slightest.
I think it might be time to swap off Widow, if I'm being completely honest. I think that you've not really gotten much value out of it. And you lose you lose the deflect coming from Erekusu. Who, by the way, has another blade online, and you're looking at 3 ultimates on the side of Lunaris. Sights being popped by Peter.
We're going to get the rally from the other side. EMP bolstering the rest of their team, and now Nero pulling out the blade, chops to the Immortality Field, chops through the Sigma, looking to get the Orisa down, finds the kill onto the Orisa. Peter able to pick off the counters. The Genji from the other side. Contract able to plant their feet.
Yeah, and that's a very good hold there, and bolstered up by the rally coming out of EMP. That extra armor always beneficial, especially to these squishy targets like a Widow and a Genji. Getting full value, Nero unsheathing the blade and getting maximum value that he could out of it. And now what we're looking for is how are they going to stall here? Seung has the amplification matrix available, but you're going to have to watch out from either Light or Erekusu on the flank.
Yeah, and that was a very expensive fight for Lunaris. So, for Contract. So Lunaris now with the ult advantage, if they look to pick up those flanks, we're gonna get the Ant Matrix out first from the defense. Lunaris pushing in right past it and finding the goods. Rekusu taking down the Widowmaker and the Baptiste before finally dying into Melton Core's hands. But your work is done there, sir. That payload is on its way to point C. They're going to get those garage doors open momentarily.
Absolutely, and gaining that last little frag kill, even though it did cost him his life, gives Melton Core another Gravitic Flux. And man, I think that Ash would be a better choice in this position for Peter. I think getting more out of a kit instead of going for the one-shot potentials, because you are losing this battle against Light on the Widowmaker. And I'm hoping that the caster curse does not come true yet again. But you've got to watch the aggression, and I think that having Bob available here in the last part of this fight would be beneficial to Contract.
Could be. Both teams missing a DPS here as the cart approaches the back of the fidget spinner. Nero finds a kill on the Noctis. The Brig gone. So it should be a bit of an opening here for Contract to push in, see if they can finish this fight. But they got to watch out for the Gravitic Flux on the other side. That's going to take Nero down. Somehow, he's just narrowly outside the range of that Immortality Field. And now Contract on the back foot, forced to kite around. Halt there, but the rock just narrowly misses Rekusu, who now is getting that blade online. Imprecise up for the attacking team. Lunaris knows exactly where everybody's at. Amplification Matrix coming out of the defense, and Nero has a blade of their own. Both teams just going to back out to their respective corners now as we get a little bit of a pause coming through. So with this, we're going to take a quick moment and iron out some details here. We'll be back with the conclusion of this map in just a few moments. back, my friends. We are here in map number 2 in our matchup between Contract and Lunaris. Lunaris up 1-0 and looking to push the payload in here on Junkertown, see if they can get 3 points on the board for their attack round. But before we went to break, there's a few ults coming online for both teams, Billy. Well, what do we expect to see as we head back into the rest of this map?
I think that the impetus is on Noctis to get the rally up and really beef up their squad. Arekusu has Blade available, but so does Neural. EMP just used their rally before we had the disconnect because of a very, very naughty dog taking a mouse out of the keyboard. That's going to be the real focus of the fight is if Noctis gets the rally up before Arekusu pops the blade, he is going to be so much more in a better position to be able to take the heads of Contract. But Portal is going to invest this supercharger into it, pulling people out, and there's the dash reset that you want to see from Neural.
Yeah, I question the use of supercharger there from Contract. I think I might have saved that one for the next assault.
I still think, though, Bullskunk, that Peter needs to swap off this off of this Widowmaker and really bring a different look. I think bringing the Ashen here, you're going to be eating away at resources every time you land that TNT in behind the shielding.
Well, Peter's going to go ahead and throw down the Empress sights as Lunaris approaches the cart. We're getting the rally and the Ant Matrix out from the attacking team, and now Arekusu going in with the blade. He doesn't have any of the extra armor, but he doesn't need it. He has 2 kills. He has 3 kills. Make that 4. Going for 5, gets the 5th. That's a quintuple there for Arekusu on the back of Junkertown.
Yeah, once again, it was just a little bit of a compositional difference there, Bullskunk, and I think that staying with the Widow so long absolutely hampered the defense of Contract there, and it's a little bit of stubbornness, I believe, because Sights, how much value do you really get out of that ultimate if you're a defensive team? So questionable choice there to stick with the French Assassin. However, that's a pretty formidable time. 1 minute 40 seconds left in the time bank for the side from Lunaris as they go on the defense. And are we going to see the sniper v sniper battle again? Light was absolutely lighting it up in the kill feed, but Arekusu, that last blade without the armor, taking 5. Yeah, you like to see that from your Genji.
That's what you want to see from your Genji, indeed. Well, also worth noting here, this is a 1-2 here in our knockdown round of Trial of Champions. So Lunaris on match point. If they can hold Contract from getting all the way through Junkertown, they will move on into the winner's bracket. But we are in a double elimination tournament, so Contract won't have to go home just yet. They'll get another shot at this thing if they can't pull it back here and now. I wouldn't put it past him to start the comeback, but a tall order indeed as Lunaris looking super strong, bringing us the meta composition with Light back on that Widowmaker for the defense.
Yeah, and I love the choice there by them to go ahead and take that sniper 1v1. Who's going to strike first, though? That is the real question. Who's going to get that first sightline and take them out? And it looks like Peter just landed a massive hit onto Arekusu. Light, though, getting the first kill onto the Orisa with a nice dome shot into the Hulk Rock combination.
Yeah, Light trying to take down the most agile target on the battlefield. As it was Light taking down the least agile target. It was Peter trying to kill the Genji. Light takes out the Orisa. Big stagnant target with a giant hitbox. Arekusu now taking Peter down, but the responding Genji answers in kind. One good kill deserves another. Both teams are missing their Widowmakers in the hands of the Genji. 5v5 as the cart slowly approaches the bridge here. Ult coming through with dash on through it. Lunaris just only putting so much pressure down. Oh, Nero goes into the back, but Noctis right there with the answer. The rock stuns him, and Noctis with the mace to the face. And now it is Lunaris in full control here as they begin to clean up on the point.
Absolutely, and I thought that,
Come on, try me.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that's just filth at its finest, and you love to see just the killer instinct, the lust for blood coming out of Arikusu right now. You know, I thought that the nice little soft attempted reset that they were doing there on the side of Lunaris, just getting around the corner, getting their cooldowns back into order, and then just letting them have it. And I mean, you still have this blade online from Arikusu. Almost a full 6-pack of ultimate. Sluggo's going to go ahead and invest the amplification matrix into this fight.
Whoa, beautiful shot from Light. Picking Peter out of the sky. Now Arikusu pulls out the blade, goes in swinging the immortality field. Not nearly enough to save the team from this massive 3K. Arikusu doing so much work. Finds the dash kill on the Melton Core. Put an exclamation point in.
That was absolutely filthy. And what really, you know, other than the hyperbolic penultimate shot coming out of Light and taking Peter's dome, Noctis popped Rally in the middle of that and really enabled Arikusu to just go out there and just shoot and just slice and dice. I mean, he didn't have anything to worry about, and just the 4K that he got there, absolutely worth it.
Now, EMP throwing down a rally of their own. Contracts all armored up, and they know where everybody is on the battlefield. Both teams missing a DPS as Contract throws down the amplification matrix, trying to get it in there. Does get two. Both healers gone. Lunaris, well, they are now ready for their lives here as Pure is able to clean up on the back end.
Nerl does get a consolation kill there onto Light in the background, the Widowmaker from Lunaris, but we're down to 45 seconds, Bull Skunk, and these ultimates, you know, nothing really online. If you're Lunaris, you have Portal, Supercharger ready to go. Nerl's approaching another Dragon Blade, so this might have to be a very conservative fight. But what a pick there from Boldy. Oh, Bolby, oh my goodness, that was a dome shot if I ever saw one.
And with just 25 seconds left, that's disastrous. Neural needs to get that blade online if Contract wants to have any hope of continuing this point and continuing their run in this series. Only good news for them is the rest of the team went down fast. They've got 12 seconds to make it back to this point.
Yeah, and Portal going over to the Wrecking Ball to get back to the point fast. But I mean, if he gets rocked, it's going to be game over. That's all there is to it. And Arikusu does have the Dragon Blade online. What a boop! Oh, what a flail shot!
Wow!
Whoa!
Yes. Yes, that was a Lunaris winning. Don't let the screen fool you. Lunaris with a beautiful control to the CC to deny the touch. This thing ends oh so quickly. What an amazing hold. A lot of it based on the amazing performance there from Arikusu on the Genji. Lunaris moving on.
Still, it was Noctis. I mean, look at the kill participation and the assists coming out of the Brig player, absolutely enabling what Arikusu wanted to do on the Genji, and have the wherewithal to use the flail shot to deny the touch to trigger the overtime. Yeah, that's a freaking amazing set of IQ that the flex break, the flex support from Lunaris did. 2-0 winners here. Bull Skunk, as we're going to take it to a quick break. We're going to have an interview when we come back in just a few moments.
welcome back, my friends. We are joined in the booth by Light, the DPS player from Lunaris. Thank you for joining us, Light.
Thank you for having me. What's up, guys? Hello, hello.
What is up? Congratulations on the W. Very clean win there in the 2-0 sweep.
Yep. Thank you.
Billy, you want to start us off here?
Yeah, I mean, something that I always like to ask at the beginning of the interview. How long has your team been together and how did you guys form?
We've been together for I don't know, a couple of months now. Like we've been playing a lot of tournaments together. We've had like a couple roster changes, but our main core has been together for like at least like 3 or 4 months.
And you went 6-1 in the Prospect Cup. Am I correct with that?
Correct. Yep.
Oh my goodness. So where are you guys going forward from that and from here and everything? I mean, you guys seem to be firing in all cylinders right now.
We're really just focused on getting better, getting the results. I think our teamwork definitely pays off. Our practice definitely shows in our play, I think. Today I got carried by my team, which I'm ever so thankful.
I
I
gotta
don't know.
say, man, I gotta say my last question for you, that headshot onto Peter on Junkertown, that was a thing of beauty and really turned the last part of that fight into your favor. Did you see him? Did you know he was going to be doing that acrobatic look for you?
Yeah, at the time I did have infrasights. I'm not sure if he knew I had them on or not, but like I saw him hook up, so I tried to hide behind the water tower, like minimize my hitbox, and then I hit the shot. Yep.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Thank
Going
you.
back to map 1. The Reaper pick was a
yes.
very interesting pick. It surprised me. What inspired that pick and what made you think that it would work?
Our team has like a really aggressive playstyle, so we choose the Reaper so I can have more sustain during the fight, and I can just brawl out on the point. We have a lot of like concentrated damage, and as long as our tanks and everyone are just going on the same target, it works out really well.
It worked out very well indeed. And would you say that was the key for it? You were able to find those tanks and get that sustain?
Yeah. Our tanks are really good, so are the supports, and just all around, I think we just meshed together really well with the Reaper. Like a solid core of damage per se.
Yes, sir. With the synergy we saw here today, I have a hard time believing you've only been around for 4 months. And the teamwork was fantastic.
Thank you. We practiced
Moving
a
on.
lot.
Oh, absolutely. Well deserved. Moving on to Junkertown, you stuck with the Widowmaker the entire map. Were you confident in that 1v1? Or we already talked about the fantastic shot on your defense. Were you confident that you could take that duel throughout the entire map?
I was pretty confident with the duels. For the most part, it was actually the Genji on the team that was really causing me trouble.
Yeah.
He was constantly flanking and catching me off guard, which I needed to pay attention more. But yeah, I felt pretty confident. Peter definitely a good player, but I guess I come out on the winning side.
Yeah, you had his number today at least. No doubt.
Yep.
Well, what's the plans moving forward here for Lunaris? Looking so strong. We already talked about your success in Prospect Cup. You got second in the Solstice Showdown. I mean,
Yep.
we've seen a lot of strong stuff. What's your plans moving forward?
Just keep on winning. Hopefully we'll win the next match and go to the finals and whatnot. This weekend we also have open division games, and hopefully we can get in trials. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good luck in the rest of your matches, and thank you once again for joining us here for this interview.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break. But we're not done with the matches. We're going to be passing the baton over to Shy Guy and Possible as they continue with more action here in Trial of Champions. Y'all don't forget to smash that donate button as we continue to try to nerf pancreatic cancer. Oh, so important. Y'all remember to look out for each other in game and out. And remember, fight pancreatic cancer. We can beat it. Gamers can cure it. Y'all stick around for more Trial of Champions.